Per year we process around 2,000 tonnes of electronic equipment and over 1,000 tonnes in just pure CRT glass that comes from televisions and computer monitors. That equates roughly to around 65,000 television sets per year. So we have about 15 staff that work for us at the moment. That can fluctuate anywhere between 10 and 24 depending on the current work that we're working on. What we do here is we manually disassemble electronic and electrical items. We do that so that we can separate all the materials and components so that they can go downstream to other recyclers for recycling.
Now there is a national television and computer recycling scheme, which means that householders and small business can take their computers and TVs back to a number of free drop-off points. As things like the digital switchover come into play, a lot more people are going to want to dispose of their unwanted TVs. I guess a key point is that you don't necessarily need a new TV as the digital switchover comes. You can buy a set-top box which helps you to receive the digital signal on any analogue older TV. One of the things with TVs and computers is that they contain hazardous and valuable materials, so we don't want that sort of out on the curb and in our environment. So with the national scheme coming in, it means that people can have numerous places where, not far from their house, where they can drop their TVs off for free.
There are a lot of valuable materials such as copper, aluminium, there's also silver, gold, palladium, and then there's also the hazardous materials such as the mercury, the arsenic and the lead components. Curbside is a real problem for us. While we love the fact that council give people the opportunity to recycle their items, it's unfortunate that there are a small part of the population that go around and process them before they can get to us. And what that does is it creates a hazard when it comes in for processing. The items are already broken, it makes them hard to handle and it makes it hard to get a really good recycling outcome. The real concern is that when they dismantle them on the curbside and they break open the tube, what they do is they create a risk for the public in terms of broken glass and broken materials, but also they expose all the phosphor dust that's within every single television set. The purpose of recycling electronic and electrical equipment is so that we can send the recycled materials to manufacturers and they can be reused to make new items again. With most of the material, it goes to other downstream recyclers with the exception of the CRT glass. The CRT stands for cathode ray tube, and that's what the tube is within every single television and computer monitor. So we process it here on site, we remove all contamination, and what we end up with is a raw material that's ready to be exported back to the CRT manufacturer and included again in the batch mixture to manufacture new CRT screens. At the moment they can use 97% of our recycled material. You cannot get a better environmental outcome than taking materials that are already out there in the marketplace, processing them and having them go back into making new items again. You cannot tell the difference between a recycled product and a virgin material. It makes a lot better sense to use our product as opposed to going and mining the earth for these new materials. So we get a lot of satisfaction out of seeing all the recycled materials coming back out into the marketplace, or the recycled products, seeing manufacturers take on board and promote their product as a recycled outcome, and of course people buying that product.